Have you ever wanted to make a choice but stopped? Not because it was wrong, but because you wondered what people would say. In the Arab world, this question, "Shu bi'ulu al-Nas alayna?" or "What will people say about us?" isn't just background noise. It's a central mechanism of control. From how you dress, to whom you marry, even to what job you take. It all has to pass this invisible test of Kalam AlNass, people's talk. But this pressure isn't necessarily about religion. It's more about society. It's about the unspoken rules that keep people in check, especially when it comes to family, gender roles, and personal freedoms. Today, I want to take you through key areas where Kalam AlNass and shame culture dominate life in the Arab world, while shedding light through the use of real-life examples from across the region. We'll explore how this pressure is rooted in family structure, how it disproportionately targets women, and also in some cases, how it's used politically, and most importantly, how it's beginning to break down. In Arab society, the family isn't just a support system. It's actually a significant part of your identity. You're not just Amina or Umar. You're the child of so-and-so from such and such tribe or neighborhood. And every action you take reflects on that group. Now, in Western cultures, shame is more individual. But in the Arab world, shame, what we call aib, is collective. It's about what your behavior does to your family's or your immediate community's image. According to Hofstede Insights, Arab societies score very high in collectivism, meaning group reputation outweighs personal freedom. And a Pew Research Center survey from 2011 found that over 85% of Egyptians and Jordanians listed family as the most important aspect of their life, more than religion or career. Now, as real case scenarios, here's how that plays out. If a daughter removes her hijab, or if a son wants to annul an arranged marriage, it's not just personal rebellion, it's a family-level crisis. People say things like, "You're humiliating your father," or "You're tarnishing your brother's chances to get married." And while these real-life examples might not be necessarily haram, meaning unacceptable in Islam, they can still be considered as aib. So someone going out with a gender mix of single friends for dinner without a chaperone, even though they're adults, might not face religious judgment or persecution, but the gossip would negatively impact their families and their own person's social standing. This is where Kalam AlNass begins. It starts at home, wrapped in love, sometimes misplaced, founded on duty, often overbearing, and entrenched in surveillance, coming from all sides. So let's talk about the phrase we've all heard. What will people say about us? In Arab societies, Kalam AlNass functions like a moral police force. It doesn't need a badge. It doesn't need evidence. It just needs whispers. Sociologist Zahra calls it a form of social surveillance. Neighbors, relatives, work colleagues, all silently watching, all silently judging. And for many, that's more powerful than any law. A 2021 study by Alin al-Qarinawi showed that Palestinian youth, especially young women, felt extreme anxiety over community gossip, even more so than religious transgressions. That fear of being seen, talked about, or judged is crippling. Now add social media to this mix. In places like Egypt or Lebanon, a girl posting a selfie without a veil, or even just in makeup, can spark comment threads full of insults, accusations, even threats. And it's not just trolls, sometimes it's cousins, uncles, or even, at times, parents reposting images brandished with shame. And this isn't just about women. Men too feel pressure. Many young religiously committed men confess they fear not God, but people. They fear being seen as soft, artistic, different, or simply not manly enough. The crazy part? A lot of this isn't even about actual actions. It's about appearance. It's about rumor. As Zahra says, gossip in the Arab world isn't just idle talk. It's a mechanism of control. I really do appreciate you taking the time and watching the Candidi Chronicles. Please do join our community by subscribing so that you don't miss out on any content regarding the Arab and Muslim history, identity, and modern condition. And if you really do enjoy the channel week in and week out and would like to support us even further, please do join us at our YouTube membership program as well as on Patreon. Thanks again. Nowhere is Kalam AlNass more deeply felt than when it intersects with gender and honor. In many Arab cultures, a woman isn't just herself. She's the bearer of the family's urd, its moral and sexual honor. And that puts enormous pressure on her choices, clothing, her freedom, her way of life in general. The 2013 UNDP Arab Human Development Report found that 1 in 5 Arab men believe that a woman is fully responsible for maintaining family honor. Not her father, not her brothers, her. And that has real consequences. In Jordan, researcher Rana Husseini has documented between 15 and 20 honor killings every year. These aren't legal punishments. These are family-sanctioned murders over rumors, suspicions, or minor acts of autonomy. Even outside of violence, the policing is constant. Who you talk to, what you wear, whether you laugh too loud at a cafe, all of that is under review by the community. Meanwhile, men are often held to a completely different standard. They can roam, post, flirt, and still be seen as a protector of honor. The late anthropologist Laila Abu-Lughod once asked, do Muslim women need saving? Perhaps the better question is, who gets to define honor? People's talk. And who pays the price for protecting it? In most cases, it's women. The catastrophe in such cases is that all of the accusations and consequential actions are mainly stoked by the element of Kalam AlNass. Now, let's talk about the generational split. Arab youth today are educated, connected to the world, and often living double lives. By day, they're obedient sons and daughters. Online, they express views that would shock their grandparents. A 2018 Arab Barometer survey found that over 51% of young people across 7 Arab countries felt personally constrained by tradition, even when their religious beliefs were moderate. So what happens in this scenario? Self-censorship? Compartmentalization? Anxiety? According to a 2021 WHO report, mental health struggles in the Middle East, especially depression and anxiety, have risen by over 40% in the last decade, largely due to social pressure. And for women, it's even tougher. A UN women's study from Egypt found that 60% of young women said they modified their behavior not to obey God, but to avoid gossip and community shame. This then creates a mental tug-of-war. Public versus private, faith versus freedom, appearances versus authenticity. But young people are also pushing back. They're using technology and a multiplicity of social platforms to question norms, to push boundaries, and to tell their stories. Some do it anonymously, others risk everything. But all of them are asking the same quiet question. Why should other people's opinions and judgments rule my life? Now in the Arab world, it's not just families using shame. Governments do it too. In many states, shame is a tool used to silence dissent. Activists aren't just arrested or incarcerated. More effectively, they're publicly shamed. The goal? Not legal punishment, but social exile. Take the case of Lujain al-Hadlul in Saudi Arabia. She didn't just get prison time. She was accused of betraying her family, of dishonoring her tribe, acting like a Western woman. The messaging was clear. You didn't just break the law, you betrayed your culture, thereby alienating those who supported and loved you. In Egypt, surveillance agencies often leak private photos or fabricate scandals to discredit activists. They don't need proof, they just need doubt. And once the gossip starts, the target often becomes undefensible, even by their own family. There's even legislation that criminalizes insulting public morals or offending family values. These aren't legal codes, they're tools of shame enforcement. As Francis Hesso writes in Consuming Desires, shame in the Arab world has been institutionalized, woven into how states maintain control, not just over who the accused are, but more importantly, over their reputations. And in this system, public silence becomes survival. Now, here's the twist. Kalam AlNass, as powerful as it is not as dominant as it once was. All across Arab societies, especially in cities, things are shifting. Young people are delaying or independently seeking marriage. they're living alone, and they're choosing careers that they have pride in over family demands or societal traditions. Take Tunisia, where more women than ever before are remaining single well into their 30s, defying old stigmas. Or in Lebanon, where public protests over the last 10 years saw women and men dancing, shouting, and calling for political change without any shame. Even in the Gulf, platforms like Snapchat and TikTok have given space to female comedians, satirists, and influencers to mock societal norms, and yet still build huge followings. There's definitely a generational recalibration happening. But the backlash is real too. Online critics, religious hardliners, and elders still use shame as a last defense. But while Kalam AlNass is weakening, it's far from gone. As one young Iraqi YouTuber told Al Jazeera, they used to say I was embarrassing my family. Now my family says I'm making them proud. That's the slow burn of change. So where does that leave us? Right now, the Arab world stands at a crossroads, a deep and constant tug of war between tradition and transformation. On one side is the weight of collective identity, the family, the tribe, the expectations, the eternal echo of Kalam AlNass. It's powerful, it's familiar. It's been passed down for generations like a sacred heirloom, too delicate to break, too heavy to carry. But on the other side, something new is rising. It's the voice of a younger generation with a phone in one hand and a future in the other. They're connected to the world, learning to speak freely, expressing themselves, questioning authority, and yes, even laugh at the old fears. They're not rejecting tradition entirely. They respect it, but they are also reshaping it, daring to ask, can I honor my roots without losing myself? And technology has become a kind of liberation, a space where gossip can be drowned out by truth, where one viral post can challenge years of silence, where shame no longer has the final word. But make no mistake, this is not an easy shift. It's a struggle, and many are still caught in the middle, loyal to the past, but longing for something more. The question is no longer just, what will people say? It's becoming, what will I say? The struggle of the I versus the we goes on. And maybe that's where the real unique version of Arab freedom begins. Not when the voices of others go silent, but when your own finally gets loud enough to make a difference.